Bay-masteR Shop Management software does everything your shop needs and more. With this program, you can quickly pull up any information you need for your customers, either from the customer database, or for a quick quote, you could just pull up the catalogs and motor, at which you could pull up any technical service bulletins, DTCs, procedures, any vehicle specifications, or even a quick quote for labor, and much more. To start a ticket, we'll just go over to this Create Ticket. Here, you can search a customer name or create a new customer. We'll search for Kathy Drake. From here, you can select Kathy Drake and click on her, and you could create a ticket right then, or we could simply hit New Customer. We'll hit Create Ticket here, and that'll bring you right to the estimate summary screen. From here, you can either get right to work on a repair, an oil change, do an inspection, or take a picture of the invoice, or we can select here and put in the customer instructions. We can say here, maybe that customer came in for an oil change, and maybe their parking brake isn't working. So parking brake not engaging. Now you'll see here, if I mistype something, the program will let you know and automatically spell check that. Now, anytime a vehicle's in a shop, I always recommend doing an inspection. The Bay-masteR system will come stock with a couple inspections, but you're able to fully customize those, as well as create any that you need, as many as you need. We'll start here, we'll select brakes and wheel bearings. And here we can say maybe everything's passed, but maybe that front brake hardware, we could say parking brake cable is rusted through. And we can say maybe those rear pads, we can say pad is below 4 millimeters. And we could say the vehicle would not pass inspection. Now from here, we could go in and we could select Add Images, where you could take a picture alongside the inspection, or we could even attach technical service bulletins. Maybe it's a recurring problem in that vehicle. Then we can just hit Save, and that'll bring us right back to that invoice. Now when that prints, that'll show on that invoice, and the first thing the customer is going to ask is how much is that going to cost. So we'll go here to Repair, and we'll select Brake for a quick brake job. And now, using the technical data powered by Motor, we can go to Catalogs, Motor, Parts and Labor Guide, and you can select both, and search for any part you need, such as a parking brake cable. And that'll pull that up for both the OEM part and the labor, and I could even look up brake pad, and that'll pull that up as well. And now you can see on that invoice, it pulled that up and gave you a really quick quote to get the OEM parts and labor pricing for that repair. You are able to change these pricing if you need, and it will automatically match that with a proper aftermarket part when you pull up your vendor. Going back to that estimate summary, let's do a quick oil change job. Now with Bay-masteR, you're able to do oil change jobs almost instantly. So we'll hit this LOF button, and we'll select one of our many LOF quotes, and again these are fully customizable. And we'll hit Save. And now for this job, I have this job set to automatically pull up an oil filter, an air filter, and a fuel filter, so that I can always try to upsell those other parts and make sure the customer gets the parts they need. Now this will pull up with your vendor. For in this case it's an SMP Schultz, but we can use any vendor you have, and will automatically pull up their vendor supplies. So we can see here, this vendor has 37 of this oil filter in place. We're going to select the slightly more expensive one, which you'll see soon, and we'll select both a fuel filter and an air filter, and we'll hit Save, or we could hit Save and Order, at which point they'd get an order for that part. Now Bay-masteR is going to also automatically know how much oil to do and what type. So it's saying here 6.02 quarts of 5W20. We'll select that 5W20 here that's highlighted. And now the program is going to offer, do you want to round that down, round that up, or charge actual? As it's so close to the round down, we're just going to charge actual. Now you can see here, this quote was only set for up to a certain price of an oil filter and only up to 5 quarts of oil. So the program is going to automatically bill additionally outside that quote for $7.18 for that additional quart, as well as it'll bill additional for the air filter and the fuel filter, and use the labor you provided with this job. Now again, all this information is customizable, and you are able to change the cost and margin of any of those tickets. Now when that's all done, we just go back to the ticket, and we can go here, and you can see the total in this window. The customer is able to make a payment if you need, either check, credit, or payment. And then we're also able to print it here, which will show like this. And from here, you can see that digital inspection alongside that job, so you can show the customer, this is what we recommend, this is how much it's going to cost, this is the oil change they came in for a quote. It'll show any discounts or any surcharges with it, any notes we may have on the ticket, have them sign it, and they'll be all set. Bay-masteR does do a lot more and get a lot more thorough if you need. I'd recommend calling the sales line for a full, thorough demo of that feature. One other really good benefit Bay-masteR has is we're able to set up customizable mass texting and automatic texting, which I'll show you now. Bay-masteR is able to send your customers text messages, either to give them a quote or get approval on any invoice they're doing, as well as a mass text for all of your customers, such as a promotion, or all of your customers who've been in the last few months, or even all of your customers who haven't been in for the last few months. Bay-masteR is also able to send out automatic messages, such as any of these here, such as the scheduled appointment reminders, any thank you notes, either automatically when services are due, or you can send based on a list basis, any recommendations and quotes, and again, any inactive ones you can either set to automatically get done, or generate via a list. Bay-masteR does do a lot more, especially with marketing and other features. Give us a call anytime for the demo, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Have a great night.